Hello, I'm Ananda. I want to talk about where the Gurdjieff movements come from and why they were created in the first place. The creator of the movements was George Gurdjieff. He was an Armenian mystic teaching in Russia, also in Europe. He ended up in France having a commune of disciples. The movements are actually older than Gurdjieff. He used them as a method or a device for his teachings. His broader teachings are called the Fourth Way. That is a story unto itself. But the main essence of the Fourth Way is to remember ourselves. We learn a method which is systematic, like a map of self-observation, and alongside with that, which is the function of the movements, is to have self-remembrance. One thing is to observe ourselves, our patterns, how we are mechanical, and the other part is to remember ourselves as whole and as one. So it's actually quite scientific in that one is dissecting, studying ourselves, and the other one is experiencing ourselves as one. And the movements are a device for that. Now, Gurdjieff actually received the wisdom of the movements in his travels. He traveled at the turn of the last century extensively from Egypt all the way to Central Asia, what is now Afghanistan and Iraq. And he really became a bridge of that old world Sufi mystery schools and the even older Egyptian wisdom into a modern way that we can understand it. He was really such a genius because he was also a composer, and along with one of his disciples, Thomas de Hartmann, they composed music for each movement. So that is an essential part of the movement is the beautiful and transcendental music that alone puts us in a certain atmosphere of self-remembrance. And then the movements, which can look challenging or can look like they require so much coordination that we might not naturally think we have. But just like surfing, for example, there's an effort that's required at first, and then you let go and let grace descend. Let the presence, it's like bathing in the presence or like being taken by another force, by a higher force. So Gurdjieff always meant it not for something to be achieved, to learn for the sake of learning it, but for the actual process of learning it and what it does to our way of seeing ourselves, strengthening our attention, connecting our neural pathways, and having a deeper perception into reality.